Welcome to How to Yugioh.
Yugioh Spring Format 2026.
Chapter 1.
In this video, I'm going to talk about the format that we're going to have in the spring with Blazing Dominion coming out on May the 7th for EU countries and for the rest of the world, as Japan already has it. With that being said, let's get on with the rest of the video.
Chapter 2.
And here we have it. The card I think that's going to have significant impact for our spring format is going to be Solemn Report. Solemn Report is going to come into the format and is going to really change how things are going to be played.
Believe it!
As a turn 0 counter trap, as you can see in front of you, things are going to change. First of all, I believe Branded Draco Tail is gonna be a bit weak, especially in Branded is gonna be really hit really hard. Especially Pure Branded is practically dead with this card running around in the side deck now. Radiant Typhoon is also significantly hit hard, as this can hit Mystical Space Typhoon, hitting that particularly hard. As now a new counter trap staple in our side deck, this is going to have severe meta implications on important spells and traps. Maybe it might warrant Konami not giving us a ban list, seeing that this might deal with problematic traps that we've got at the moment, like Dominus Impulse, the Dimensional Fissure, etc., etc., etc. The Mistaken Arrest. You know how it is, the problematic cards, but we'll see. Overall, this is going to be a new staple that enters the competitive scene, and it's something we should be excited about. That's for sure. Let's move on.
Chapter 3.
And here we have our other staple, Fidraulis Harmonia. Definitely is going to enter the meta scene with a bang. It's going to have an impact. It's really easy to summon. First of all, has fantastic stats. It's a tuner. It does your taxes. This card is a synchro starter, synchro enabler. It does too much for the synchro archetype.
Dreams to come true!
If Branded Fusion put the fusion archetype and fusions in general into the stratosphere, then Fidraulis Harmonia will do the same thing for the synchro archetype as a whole. It completely revamps and recontextualizes how synchros are in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just too good. It offers way too much utility. It's way too flexible, and definitely we can expect this in a future ban list, possibly next year, to get limited or hit. I think, yeah, not this year, that's for sure. Well, let's move on.
Chapter 4.
And here we have it. We have obviously the Clown Clan Diablo, right? So these are our current Super Poly targets. Currently we use Garura Wings of Resonant Life, which is 2 monsters with the same type and attribute, but different names. Then we have Mud Dragon, which is 2 monsters with the same attribute, but different types. And then we have 2 monsters with the same attribute, but different types. So it's practically the same as Mud Dragon, but you know what they say, having more monsters that for Super Poly is great. We don't really care about its effect, but again, as a Super Poly target, definitely, I think Clown Clan Diablo could see some testing in as a Super Poly target, and maybe some way of using it, as its effect is brilliant. I remember making this especially against fusion decks. Super Poly, this card onto your side of the field, use its effect, tribute it, and return all fusion monsters into the graveyard, right? is fantastic. So again, definitely a card we could definitely see being played in decks, yeah, for sure. As a super poly target, and it does a lot. Okay, so yeah, let's move on.
Chapter 5.
And here we have Lahamu. I think I talked about Lahamu in a breaking a card. I think this card again will see some play, but will not be as prevalent for now as people think. We may see this in K9 Vanquish Soul, as they'll play this in the extra deck. But again, this is a very tall order and a very tall ask. The amount of play we'll see in this format will be limited. For now, until we get the Xena, obviously, I think Xena comes in a later set this year. I think this card has potential for sure for degeneracy, but currently, at this current moment, coming out next month, I think Lahamu isn't going to do much. For Monarchs, it's a great card. Possibly, maybe Vanquish Soul K9 will use it, but it's a tall order. It's a tall ask to ask for a card like this to put this in your extra deck. I think it's not enough, but we'll see. Potentially, it has some use, but I really don't see this card having some use in this spring format for Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2026. I see it in possibly maybe the summertime, possibly later on down the year in a later format of the year, but not in this early spring format. So definitely, I don't see Lahamu doing anything in the spring format and not doing that much.
Final chapter.
And so I'm going to go with the overall conclusion. I believe in this spring format, things are going to be interesting. Obviously, the wave of cards that are coming out in this Blazing Dominion set is quite substantial. I think the card that's going to have the biggest impact in spring format is going to be Solemn Report. While Fidraulis Harmonia definitely you can say will boost synchros, I think Solemn Report is going to be meta defining, especially for our current format. I think we have not had a turn zero counter trap ever in Yu-Gi-Oh history, right? So definitely it's something that needs to be considered, and definitely something that is going to really confuse players a lot, as Solemn Report covers so many bases. It allows us to negate Forbidden Crown, Forbidden Droplet, as Forbidden Crown, which is in the game, Branded Fusion, which is there. We can also negate the Fallen of the Virtuous, again, a card that players may not like facing. Just banish them on release. There's just so many cards this Solemn Report solves. You can play it going first, you can play it going second, it can be activated immediately. There's just so much that Solemn Report does in the game, and the potential that it has is sky high, that I would say that Solemn Report is going to be the absolute superstar and standout breakout card for the spring format in Yu-Gi-Oh! And while other cards will have an impact, I think they will not have as big of an impact as Solemn Report will. I think that's all I've got to say, for this video. Tune in next time as I talk about more things on this channel. Hope to see you soon.
We come to the end of this video. So, as I like to say, you are one step closer to becoming a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. My fate, right, is in your hands.